Had a whirlwind trip with my parents to Florida to take them back, and then slept for a few hours and drove all the way straight through to get back in time for our state championship volleyball and soccer games, and for which both teams became state champs. And we're proud of our school athletes, and so thankful for good competition. Well, we are in Matthew chapter 21, and I'm going to read verses 23 to 27. I've entitled this, It's Just Easier to Be Honest. We live in a world of such deceit. And when people ask a question, you sometimes ask yourself, what is it that they really want? What is it that they're fishing for? Why can't they just come out and ask me? Why do they have to sneak around the issue and try to have a gotcha moment or try to catch you in something? Why can't people just be honest? And I've just entitled this, It is Easier to Just Be Honest. These people that go around trying to catch people and ask questions in such a way to catch them and to, I gotcha, and now I'm going to use it against you, it's just a terrible way to live. And yet we see it in our culture. And I would submit to you, it's just easier to be honest. Verse 23, and when he, Jesus, had come into the temple, the chief priests and elders of the people came unto him as he was teaching and said, By what authority dost thou these things? And who gave thee this authority? And Jesus answered and said unto them, I also will ask you one thing. If you tell me, I will likewise will tell you by what authority I do these things. The baptism of John, whence was it? Was it from heaven or of men? And these men reasoned with themselves, saying, If we shall say from heaven, he will say unto us, Then why have you not believed him? If we say from men, then he will say, Then we will fear the people, for all hold John as a prophet. So they answered Jesus and said, We cannot tell. And he said unto them, Neither tell I you by what authority I do these things. Jesus, being so wise, answers a question with a question, but he simply went right through what it was that they were trying to pretend to want to know, to their manipulative trying to have a gotcha moment. And Jesus just wasn't going to fall for it. You know, I sometimes get really frustrated with some of our politicians, and that they just don't answer a question. Sometimes I look at Donald Trump, who has been so misrepresented and had so many things that people take what he has said and completely spin it out of context or misrepresent it and make it into something that he did not even say or intend, that no doubt you get paranoid. And I think that they wish they had the knowledge of Christ, to be able to have the omniscience of Christ, to be able to see what people are really after, and to answer it in a perfect way. Well, that's what Jesus did here. He knew they were not interested one bit in knowing by what authority he was teaching. This was their attempt to catch him and to be able to use his answer against him in order that they might be able to manipulate the people away from him. And unfortunately, we see that in our culture today. This was not the only time that these religious leaders tried to do this to Jesus. They tried to do this when the woman was overtaken in adultery. And they basically said, "Ha ha! Now you have to stone her. We caught her in adultery." And Jesus just simply said, "You that are without sin, cast the first stone." And he began to write in the sand. Now, I think all of us wish we knew what he was writing in the sand. But one by one, everybody left and nobody threw a stone. What did Jesus see? Jesus saw that it had nothing to do with the woman, and it had nothing to do with the adultery that they caught her in. They were trying to use this situation to catch Jesus, and he was just too wise for them. I think it is so important for all of us to exercise wisdom and discretion in being able to discern out what is it that people are really after. But I would submit to you, wouldn't it be easier for all of us if we would just all be honest? It's a whole lot easier to interact with people if we're not trying to figure out their alternative agenda. If we can just take them at face value. And it would be better for all of us to simply learn to just be honest, to ask questions that we honestly want to know, to do things in a way that is honest and transparent rather than manipulative and trying to gain an upper hand, whether that upper hand is favor or whether that upper hand is to be used as blackmail or manipulation. We just should learn to be honest. In this scenario, Jesus uses the question that they would not answer because it would reveal their true agenda as teaching us it's just better for all of us to be honest. And so I hope that's an encouragement to you. I hope it's a challenge and I hope we embrace it. But I hope you have a great day. We have a big day tomorrow. Be praying for our country, be praying for Christians to show up and demonstrate godly stewardship of the freedom that He has entrusted to them, that we might indeed take back this evil agenda that has been permeating our culture for the last 4 years. And let's get back to what America has been, what America was designed to be, a nation that is truly under God. God